leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 6.
An open records request should be available to anybody. Family members, friends, the community, media, any interested party.
12 News investigates 2 families suing Milwaukee Police after the death of their loved ones involved officers. The calls to release body camera footage in both cases following open records requests.
I have no problem with the zoning committee doing what they need to do, as well as with the community, so that they can be on the same page.
Plus, a plan to build a new youth detention center in Milwaukee moving forward. The pushback from a neighborhood church to hold off on a decision, and the one thing supporters and opponents say has to happen before a decision is made. And
the Lake Geneva Ice Castle is under construction. How they are building through a warm stretch.
First at 6, a body camera video battle with Milwaukee Police. 2 families are now suing the city, demanding transparency after 2 death investigations involving officers.
A lawsuit filed today revolves around the August death of Deshante Adams. The same lawyer has a pending case for footage in the death of Joel Acevedo. 12 News investigative reporter Hillary Mintz with mounting pressure to release the video.
2 grieving families, the Adams and the Acevedos.
I want justice for my son, his kids, my family.
All we want is truth.
That's right.
That's it, truth.
Together on a mission for transparency and justice. Both lost sons involving Milwaukee police officers. In August, near 11th and Keefe, police said Deshante Adams died after shooting himself following a gunfire exchange with police. Police contend that after he shot himself, his gun somehow went off, injuring an officer. But Adams' family watched some of the body camera video and disagrees.
He looks to the right, he stands back up like this. The moment he stands up, boom, he gets shot.
I said, if I find out that my son didn't kill himself, which I know he didn't, it's gonna be a problem. And now it's a problem because I watched the body cam footage. I saw it. They lied.
Milwaukee police tell 12 News the man shot himself, but won't release the video because of an internal investigation. Now, the Adams family is suing.
An open records request should be available to anybody.
Attorney B. Ivan Lamar is the lawyer for the Adams family and the Acevedos.
You represent families all over the country and deal with law enforcement. How does Milwaukee compare when it comes to open records requests?
I would tell you that it's one of the few that can hide behind open records laws and not release records to families 4, 5, 6 months a year. Acevedos, 3 years. They still don't have it.
We know what it is to not have transparency.
They've been fighting for body camera video release nearly 3 years after prosecutors criminally charged off-duty officer Michael Mattioli for putting Joel Acevedo in a chokehold, killing him.
The Acevedo family still fighting to get that body camera footage released before the June trial when jurors will decide Mattioli's fate.
That's all we want is closure.
There is no amount of time required by law for police to release body-worn camera video.
Should there be a law? Should there be a time frame, a deadline on the books?
It may be necessary for some specific timelines to be put on if it is clear that all agencies are not, at the very least, timely. I would hope that these are things that could be addressed locally and just doing the right thing.
Until then, the fight for both families presses on. In Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
The Milwaukee Police Department tells 12 News in the Adams case, no officers were disciplined. As for the lawsuit filed today, MPD says it can't comment on pending litigation. And you can learn more about both the Joel Acevedo and Deshante Adams cases on the 12 News mobile app. Just search for their names.
Breaking news tonight, fire crews battling a house fire on Milwaukee's east side. This is video from Prospect and Bellevue Place from just moments ago. That's just up the hill from Bradford Beach. We have a crew on the scene working to gather more information. We'll bring you an update on air and online when it becomes available. Opening statements are set for the morning in the retrial of Mark Jensen. The now 63-year-old Pleasant Prairie man was convicted in 2008 of using antifreeze and sleeping pills to kill his wife Julie 10 years earlier. But an appeals court overturned the conviction. It ruled a letter Julie had written blaming Mark if anything happened to her should not have been admitted. It took 2 days, but a pool of 150 jurors late today was whittled down to the 16 they'll need for the trial to move forward. It's expected to last 5 weeks.
Well, tonight we could see a little drizzle and freezing drizzle.
Mark, a few slick spots are possible. We saw them this morning.
Yeah, I think we might get a repeat performance of that. It didn't take a whole lot of moisture, but it was slippery out there. Live look outside will take you out to Mitchell International. Always nice when you actually get a plane landing or taking off while we're out live. 38 degrees right now. Do kind of notice we've got some fog out there. That's the low level moisture we have in place. We'll likely see that get a little bit worse as the night goes on. Winter weather advisories out to the west of us. You just start to see a little pink on the screen there into parts of Iowa. Eventually that will be moving in our direction. Temperatures hovering right around freezing. Cloudy skies, a little bit of fog and a little bit of drizzle and the possibility of freezing drizzle. How long that lasts when our temperatures warm right back up to the 40s coming up in Weather Watch 12.
New at 6, a proposal to build a new youth detention center in Milwaukee is the topic of debate today at City Hall. A Common Council committee voted today to rezone the proposed site. The location is near 76th and Good Hope. That's in Milwaukee's Aldermanic District 9, which currently has no alderperson. 12 News reporter Gabriela Garza tells us that's a sticking point for some residents.
Fatalities or crime rates in the surrounding area.
I don't have anybody to represent me.
The City of Milwaukee Zoning, Neighborhoods and Development Committee sat and listened to hours of public comment on a zoning change that is needed to build a new youth detention center near 76th and Clinton on the city's northwest side. This facility would replace the Lincoln Hills Juvenile Detention Center, which is 3 hours away north of Wausau. Some are in favor of the facility.
For me, it's about advocating for the youth to be closer to their parents.
Others against it.
Why does everything have to be dumped into the city of Milwaukee? And when you make statements like, because the youth are closer to home, are you telling the people in the state of Wisconsin that all of the criminals come out of Milwaukee? I'm going to tell you no.
But both sides can agree they want representation before a decision can be made.
How can you make a decision if you don't have representation? 1,000 people can't speak in one voice. That's what representation is all about.
Right now, the residents of Aldermanic District 9 are unrepresented after Alderwoman Shantia Lewis was forced to give up her seat after her conviction for misconduct in office.
No, I do not live in that area, but I do have a congregation in that area. So whether it's a house or a church, we all may have some of the same concerns.
Richard Shaw's church serves that neighborhood and wants to hold off on a decision.
I have no problem with the zoning committee doing what they need to do, as well as with the community, so that they can be on the same page, or at least provide that opportunity to flush it out.
The committee voted to move forward with allowing construction of the new facility. It will go before the full council next week. In Milwaukee, Gabriela Garza, WISN 12 News.
As for that lack of representation, there is a special election set for April to fill 3 open seats on the Common Council, which includes the vacancy in District 9.
New tonight, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is responding to Governor Tony Evers on Up Front this past weekend. The governor telling Matt Smith he could veto the state budget if Republicans included a flat income tax or universal school choice statewide. Vos reacted to the news last night while at a swearing-in ceremony for State Representative Bob Donovan, with Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and County Executive David Crowley also in attendance.
I try to be an optimist. I'm not drawing red lines in the sand to say it absolutely has to be this or we're going to never pass a budget. And I would hope that he would also not draw red lines until he sees the final product.
The governor also expressed optimism after meeting privately with Republican leaders. You can watch the full interview right now in the Upfront section of the 12 News app.
The first of 3 suspects in the death of a Milwaukee postal worker made an appearance in federal court late this afternoon. Charles Ducksworth Jr. appeared in federal court in downtown Milwaukee, accused in the death of mail carrier Andre Cross. A criminal complaint says the 26-year-old, along with Kevin McCaw, were shipping drugs from California to addresses near their homes in Milwaukee. Investigators say Cross marked one of those packages as undeliverable on December 2nd. Then on December 9th, the criminal complaint says they followed Cross on his route for more than 30 minutes when one of the men gets out of the car in an alley near 65th and Lancaster, shooting and killing him. Kevin McCaw will have his preliminary hearing tomorrow morning. The third suspect, Chanel McCoy, is accused of lying to investigators. She is set to be in court next Thursday. Tonight, Wisconsin's process for setting bail front and center at the state capitol. A public hearing taking place in Madison today for a proposed constitutional amendment which would require courts to consider a defendant's risk to the public. Now, currently, bail is set as a means to ensure the defendant appears in court. The proposal came after the Waukesha parade attack. The man convicted of that deadly attack, Darrell Brooks, had been released on $1,000 bail on a different charge days before the parade.
Right now, we have both the jail and the CRC full of folks who are there predominantly pretrial. That's not what it normally looks like, and the conditions in there have suffered because we are so far beyond our capacity. This will make that worse.
You could eliminate cash bail altogether. This would address the criminalization of poverty and ensure that defendants posing the highest risk to public safety are detained regardless of their level of access to wealth.
Lawmakers passed the amendment last session, but it needs to pass 2 consecutive sessions to be put on the ballot. If it gets approved again, voters could see it on the ballot this April.
Gas prices are once again on the rise to start the new year. According to AAA, a gallon of regular gas is up 21 cents statewide compared to a month ago. In the Milwaukee-Waukesha area, the price is up 17 cents in the same time frame. Well, this afternoon during 12 News at 4, a gas price expert talked about the jump.
A lot of this is a trend we've seen coast to coast thanks to the Arctic blast that we saw the week of Christmas. About 20% of the nation's gasoline production was curbed because of the extreme cold weather. Keep in mind, refineries are outside exposed to the elements, and extremely cold temperatures can damage equipment and freeze valves. And so as a result of that, the wholesale price of gasoline shot up.
He also says China reopening and easing travel restrictions is driving up the price of oil.
Still to come, lottery fever for one of the biggest prizes in U.S. lottery history.
What are you going to buy if you win?
A whole new life.
Well, the jackpot has now surpassed $1 billion. What people around Milwaukee are saying they'll do if they win, and how long you have left to buy your ticket.
And Lake Geneva's ice castles melting fast during the recent warm-up. Dajia Swat on the challenges crews are facing and how they're using cold nights to help overcome it.
And I don't have a lot of great news for the ice castles. How long will the mild temperatures stick around?
Coming up tonight at 10, the push for tougher theft laws in Wisconsin, thousands in merchandise stolen from stores, the frustration from police, and the proposal to increase the penalty.
Then phones, laptops, even smartwatches slowing down your Wi-Fi. Jeff Rawson with the free things you can do to speed things up.
That's coming up tonight at 10 after Will Trent right here on WISN 12.